Hi guys, Alex here. I've been playing around in ComfyUI with Warp nodes for a while, and I've decided to make this sort of feature overview for Fusion, for some of its inner workings. So here I'm going to show you how we're warping the rendered frames, which we're using as input instead of raw video frames. So here we go. First we get some frames, like current frame, previous frame. So current frame is the frame we are going to render right now. Previous frame is well the previous frame. So we can see them here. They have some distinctive motion. As you can see, the hand is moving up, the background is moving down. So we calculate optical flow between those frames. We also get some masks based on these predictions. As you can see here, the motion vectors, red is usually the up direction, blue is the down direction, and you can also see all the masks. This is our overshoot consistency mask, which means that masked pixels are coming from outside of the frame into the image. Like here we have the background moving down and the skirt moving up from outside the frame. Here's the occluded areas. So you can see that this background piece is coming from under the hand as it's moving, so we don't have any information in the next frame for those pixels and we have to mask them. And here is motion edges, so we just take the motion vectors and calculate edges of the motion, because most likely we'll have to repaint those areas. So we combine all the masks into one image, and we take our previous frame, and using this optical flow we warp it towards the current frame, as you can see here. So if we just move previous frame to current frame, we get trails in these areas because the algorithm doesn't know where to get those pixels from. There is no data, so it just keeps them as they were in the previous frame, and we have them masked here. So to clean this up, to avoid trails, this is like the raw video frame, current frame. And this is the previous frame warped towards current frame and having those occluded areas masked and replaced by pixels from original current frame. So you can see that here's the original warp, and here's the original warp with those masked areas replaced by current frame pixels. Why do we need this? We need this because when we take previous frame, so we take the previous frame, we render it, get a nice render. When we switch to rendering current frame, we have to use some init. We can either use raw footage, so raw current frame, but if we use it as init for our render, we'll get bad temporal consistency between frames because it's very different from this result. So what we do, we take this previous frame render, we warp it towards current frame, and we get this. So we get those trails, but we got our consistency mask, so we replace those areas with pixels from this current raw frame. So as you can see, we're getting different colors, different shapes, but we get rid of all the trails here. So if we put those frames into diffusion, get the output. So we put both this one and the one with trails, we can get those results. So here the one without consistency mask, and here the one with consistency mask on, and those pixels replaced by pixels from the original video frame. As you can see, all those artifacts get diffused away, stylized away, so we get nice and clean render, which is much more consistent with the previous frame than if we would have used just the raw video. So I hope you like this, like a sneak peek. I'll keep building up on this pipeline, I guess. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.